The long struggle against overwhelming odds approaches a final, desperate stab.
Hey everyone, this is Matt from Gamesradar, and today we're here to review Gears of War Ultimate Edition. Dave, Gears of War.
Yes.
Good.
Yes, it's still very, very good. In fact, way better than people tend to give it credit for these days, it turns out, I think. Gears, it's only when you go back to the first one that you realise perceptions of what Gears is have been really clouded and muddied over like the last 10 years. Yes, it's 10 years and now I feel dead.
Sweet Christ. I mean, it is generally conceived to be sort of a more of a stupid game than it
people
is.
hear Gears now and like an immediate kind of like sort of stimulus perception response rule. It's like your knee jerks and people go, oh, big dumb dude bro shooter. Oh no, it's not, right? I mean, it spawned a lot of big dumb dude bro shooters. I mean, Army of Two exists because of Gears of War, let's face it, so you know, Cliffy B's always got that to be blamed for.
Okay, so loses a point for that.
But Gears itself is an incredibly intelligent game. It's precise, it's aggressive, it's got an incredibly tense, like, very smart risk and reward system at the core of it all. It demands as much thought and planning and improvisation as it does Triggerfinger. It's still probably better than most of its own sequels in that respect.
That's pretty amazing. So, sort of mechanically, you'd say it still holds up even 10 years on. It still feels as good as it ever did.
I mean, there are issues. You can tell it's got the Gears 1 cover system rather than the Gears 2 or 3 cover system because it's not quite as smooth and buttery as that. You'll still get those old issues you had the first time around where sometimes just because like a piece of architecture slightly weirdly shaped, you won't lock onto it properly or you'll have trouble mantling around it. It gets a bit sticky in places where it shouldn't. It gets a bit unsticky in places where it shouldn't at times. But in terms of pure shooting, it's incredible. Yeah, it's still ultra tight, ultra precise. Every gun feels like you're using a huge piece of machinery to throw bits of metal through somebody's body rather than just, you know, pulling the trigger and
which sounds stupid,
die.
but a lot of guns don't feel like
most
that.
Guns don't. You only realise how most game guns feel like just a point-and-click killing system, you know, until you play something like Gears again. And the sheer attachment you have to like that weapon and therefore your whole presence in the game. And therefore the entire experience is amplified massively by it.
Okay. So, in terms of things that aren't shooting in Gears, which is kind of limited, because
it's very much focused on that.
What do things like AI, do they hold up? Because that's normally the thing in old games that perhaps is...
Enemy AI, yes. Companion AI... It's either that I can't work it out. Either I've been spoiled by so much steadily better AI over the last decade that Dom feels like a cluttering mess, or Dom is even dumber than he was the first time.
I mean, that's kind of impressive because like that's like a wardrobe getting more stupid.
This is it. I mean, he was always kind of lambasted for being like an absolute babysitting nightmare in the first one. I never had that much trouble with him the first time around, or don't remember doing.
No.
This time, however, it's like he's just willfully suicidal. It's almost like the laying groundwork for his depression in Gears 2 and 3. You know, it's like he's like he basically just opts out of most fights you're in. Like you'll start and then a little red Dom face will appear, and you go, oh well, Dom's not here again because he's just run up to make friends with the Troika.
So actually, it's a clever bit of foreshadowing.
Maybe it is.
Yeah, okay.
Let's say it is, but it's not.
Okay,
it's just crap.
I mean, the big question I think is, well, there's two questions. Anyone that played this first time around, should they be getting it again now? And anyone that hasn't played Gears of War, what are they getting out of this?
Yeah, if you played it the first time around, definitely, just go back and play it, because you've forgotten how good Gears of War is. You just have. You've forgotten how smart it is, you've forgotten how precise it is, you've forgotten how well the level design plays around with the core combat. Get back on it again. And also it does have the 5 previously unplayed chapters from the PC version, which have never been on Xbox before. If you haven't played Gears, yes, it's still one of the best cover shooters around. It still shows you exactly why that genre became popular in the first place, and also shows you why most of the stuff that followed did not match up. And it looks, you know, it with a graphical update, it looks and feels as fresh as anything you're going to play this year anyway. So get on it.
Cool. Okay. And what else do you actually get with it? There's
This is the thing, because obviously you kind of got to review this not just as the core Gears game, but as what kind of an upgrade it is as well.
Okay.
You get, I think if you buy it within a certain period, I'm not sure exactly how long, it's a few months I think, then you will get access to the first 4 Gears games as backward compatible Xbox 360 games, which is cool. Insane. I mean, that's not a part of the package forever, but that's like a limited offer.
Right.
So Gears 1, Gears 2, Gears 3 and Gears Judgment.
Okay, certainly worth bearing in mind. So now we're going to ask you to put an arbitrary number on the end of this to say how good or bad Gears of War is?
It's a tricky one because obviously I'm reviewing it not just as a game but as an update as well, and as an update it's not quite as perfect as it could be, but just the sheer underlying quality of Gears of War means that it just still just about squeaks a 4.5.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Dave.
What are you doing here?
Getting you out. Here, put this on. You'll need it.
You could get in a lot of trouble for doing this.
Not anymore. Things have changed. We better go.
What about the other prisoners? You can't just leave them here.
They're gone. Hoffman pardoned everybody.
Is that right?
Welcome back to the army, soldier.
Shit.
That was a pretty sweet video, right? If you want to see more, go to Gamesradar's YouTube page over here. Or if you want to read, maybe up your game a little bit, go to Gamesradar.com.